Earlier this week, a parent who lost his daughter in the Sandy Hook Massacre was found dead after an apparent suicide. News 10's Abby Kirk sat down with a counselor who reacted to this news on a personal level.
I just really feel for them. There's lots of different kinds of grief, but I can only imagine that the grief from losing a child is probably about the worst it can get.
Bill Little is no stranger to mental illnesses. It's been 10 years since he left the military.
I'm not happy that those things happened in my life, but I'm happy that I can draw from those experiences and now help people.
Little says what he endured overseas has taught him to relate to others on a much deeper level.
Trauma is trauma, right? And we're all people. Sometimes I think, could I have done something? You know, I haven't talked to that guy in years, and all of a sudden he's gone now.
He's now the military veteran coordinator at the Hamilton Center in Terre Haute. He's also a mental health counselor, helping others through life after trauma.
They're going to struggle to figure out how to live their life every day after that.
Mass shootings, he says, trauma can be disruptive. For those who live through the attacks and for the families of the victims, survivors' guilt is a real thing.
Why? Why did this happen? Why am I left to live while the other person is gone? You don't know the right questions to ask yourself. You're not examining it in the right way. You're examining it from a viewpoint of grief and loss and total and guilt.
He says symptoms within survivors' guilt are PTSD and depression. Both are risk factors for suicide.
If a person begins to feel that their grief is maybe surpassing what grief ought to feel like, especially if you're not familiar with what grief ought to look like, then it's probably time to start asking for some help.
And if you or someone you know may need help, we have posted a link to resources on our website, WTHI-TV.com.